Okay, welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be walking versus running for fat loss. Quite a hot topic at the moment, and I wanted to give you guys my opinion on it, as I've coached so many people who have ran, I've coached so many people who have walked, and I've got a pretty good understanding of what works when it comes to getting in shape. So I'm going to go over 5 reasons that I prefer walking to running. And before you shoot me down, let me explain myself. So walking is a very easy way to burn calories, okay? The barriers to entry are very low. 120 kilo male who's massively overweight, 70-year-old, maybe 60-year-old female can also do this. Anybody can just get up and walk. It is an easy way to burn calories. It can be done anywhere, it can be done at any time, and it's just very straightforward. From a calorie burning perspective, we're looking at between 30 and 50 calories per 1,000 steps. Think small female, 30 calories. Think larger male, 50 calories, okay, per 1,000 steps. 10,000 steps for a male, an extra 500 calories per day. That's 3,500 calories per week. That is 2 kilos of fat loss per month. If you look at 3,500 calories equals a pound of fat, which is a video for another time. So a very straightforward way to increase your deficit without having to decrease your food very low. Everybody that I've seen when it comes to fat loss that wants quick results just wants to just drop calories into the floor. This is not sustainable. You're not going to stick to it. You're going to crash your metabolism and you're going to end up fatter than you were in the first place. Food stays as high as possible during a fat loss phase to drive output. So that's how you build a good physique. Now, another reason why I love walking over running, okay? It doesn't impact training. It doesn't impact recovery. It doesn't increase your appetite. So if you think, I see it all the time, I've had running in my plans before. A lot of runners, they pick up niggles. It affects your appetite after a long run. You're very, very hungry. How many people do you know that trained for a marathon and didn't lose much weight? Okay, I've seen it so many times. People, I'm training for a marathon, I'm doing a 10K, and they think they can go and run a 10K and then put 4,000 calories away because they did a long run. It doesn't work like that. Your body becomes very efficient at running and the calorie burn drops over time. Now, a huge part of adherence to a fat loss phase is managing hunger and fatigue, okay? If we can keep our appetite down, we're probably going to stick to our calories more. And running will massively spike your hunger, will massively spike fatigue. You're very, very tired afterwards. But a big one for me is it affects your recovery from training. Going for a long walk versus going for a long run will not impact your training. Let me just make something abundantly clear. Resistance training during a fat loss phase is the most important training you should be doing. The bulk of your plan should be around resistance training, and you sprinkle cardio in to burn calories. It's a fat loss tool in your fat loss toolbox, but the bulk of your training comes from resistance training because that's going to allow us to retain as much muscle as possible. The more muscle you retain, the better your metabolism is. The better your metabolism is, the more fat you can lose. It's very, very important for long-term fat loss. The third issue I have with running, so I've kind of gone over just now, is the hunger, okay? And it's just so demanding on the body. If you are 10 to 15 kilos overweight, you've already probably got issues with ankles, knees, hips, back. If you start pounding yourself on the pavement and running, it will definitely affect your training. If you end up lifting less load because you're fatigued or you're sore, you have to miss sessions, you're going to lose more muscle. That kind of goes back to my last point. If you lose more muscle, to keep dropping body fat, calories have to keep coming down, and you can end up running yourself into a hole here, okay? Reason number 4 is walking is muscle sparing. You're not going to burn muscle going for a walk, but you are going to burn calories, and that is the end goal when it comes to a fat loss phase. Again, I know it sounds like I'm hating on runners, but look at a long distance runner's physique or someone that runs all the time. They don't tend to have a whole lot of muscle, and if they do have a whole lot of muscle, it was built strictly from resistance training. So if you want to preserve your muscle during a fat loss phase, which should be everybody's target, male or female, old, young, it doesn't matter. We really want to focus on weight training and focus on not doing excessive amounts of cardio. Okay, reason number 5 is walking is very versatile. Like I said at the start, anybody can do it at any time, at any experience. but you just can't go for a run if you're massively overweight. It just doesn't seem to work. You've got walking, you've got, a life cycle for the majority of people that are overweight. The majority of my clients that I deal with are 15, 20, 25 kilos overweight. These aren't athletes who can kind of do a bit of everything. We want to make fat loss as easy as possible. And saying to someone, listen, you've been doing, 5,000 steps a day, so what we're gonna do is just gonna bump that up to 8,000 steps a day. It's very easy. They can look at that and think, you know what, I can stick to that. Say, hey, you're not training much, we're gonna train a few times a week. Your calories are here, we're gonna clean up your calories. This ends up being quite a sustainable plan for someone. Whereas if I get someone off the street and say, right, listen, I want you running 5K 3 times a week. I want you doing some speed work on a Sunday where you're doing some sprints outside. People are going to crash, burn, get injured, and just struggle to stick to their deficit due to the amount of fatigue that running causes. So that's my take. I'm a huge fan of low intensity cardio during a fat loss phase. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please subscribe, give it a like, give me some abuse in the comment section, and I'll keep making them.